So I don't usually set up tanks using things like this. I've done a pirate ship before, which went really well. And I saw this in the shop and thought, you know what? In terms of a model, it doesn't look too bad.
Yes, Cougar. What is it? A crashed airplane. That would be cool, actually. That would make a cool tank, to be fair. Good shout.
And this is about the only tank that it'll fit in, a 4-foot tank, unless we smashed it to pieces, of course. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it go in this tank. It's going to look pretty awesome. So this is the pearlweed carpet tank that I set up about, a year and a half ago now. It's completely done. I've trimmed it umpteen times and I'm absolutely sick of the maintenance on it. If I was to do it again, I'd use a completely different plant for carpeting, but it's just too fast. So yeah, we're going to do something like completely different. Did you drop it?
Yeah, I was playing with it. I dropped it.
Well, the good thing is it's a crashed plane.
It's a crashed plane, so
potentially, I mean, we could glue it back on if we need to, but
glue that. Oh gosh,
it fits perfectly. Now let's see how it looks. It might look cool just at the side. You know, it's like a piece that's broken off.
Let's break all the wings off.
Yeah, break the rest of it. Yeah. It's fine, it's fine. The first thing we need to do, though, is get everything out of the tank. And this rock was an absolute mission getting in there. It's so heavy. It's incredibly awkward because you've got to lean over the tank and you're at a funny angle. So, yeah, hopefully it all goes smoothly and we don't smash the tank. If you're seeing this video, it did.
I mean, I've already broken something already.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bode well for the success of this. But yeah,
it'll be fine.
Let's do it.
So a massive thank you once again to a sponsored video with API and Aquarium. Throughout the video, I'm going to be using all the products. There's products that I always use in every video, but we're going to be using it in this one as well. Not sure why I'm talking like this. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to be using root tabs down in the sand to make sure we get nutrients to our root systems. We're going to be using leaf zone for the water column because we're going to have a lot of water column feeding plants in this tank. So yeah, that's going to be coming majorly in handy. We're going to be using AquaClear to clear the water as well. Like when you've got a little bit of misting, stick this stuff in, goes like gin in no time. We're going to be using Aqua Essential to make sure that the water from our tap is completely safe for the fish. And we're going to be using Quick Start to ensure that the fish are safe to go in straight away. Now we have got an established filter, but when I stir everything up and change things, I always like to go with Quick Start. So yeah, we'll be using that later on. There'll be more details on them as we use them. And then at the end, we'll be using aquarium fish food as well to feed the fish. Not entirely sure what we're getting yet, but we'll definitely be using the flake. And we've got sinking pellets as well, and we've got algae wafers, which we can use in other tanks dotted around as well. I tend to use the sinking pellets for all of my big cichlids because they're nutrient dense and they just gobble them up like crazy. And like algae wafers and things like that are for the plecos, which they absolutely love. So yeah, thank you very much, API and Aquarium, for sponsoring this video. Back to the build.
So first thing I want to do is just, we've got some really luscious plants in here. I'm going to get rid of most of them because they're called pearl weed for a reason. They grow so fast. But I've got some new plant weights that I want to try out just to attach to, and I can plonk them where I want and they can grow. And then I've got like a reusable stock of it, if you like. Where did you put them, Steph? In here?
They're in that one.
There they are. So I saw this on, it was, the people that do like the competition scapes. I noticed that they were using these here, like this little metal grid, and you take a stem plant, lay it flat on it, wrap some cotton around it, and then all the nodes from each point start growing upwards. So if I just get a load of pearlweed, strap it to that, and I can put it in any tank then, and we've got a contained area of pearlweed that won't completely take over. And if I need to trim some, I can take it out and whatever. And then I've just got a stock of it if I want to use it in another tank at any point. It is a good plant. It's a very, very fast, easy growing plant. So I do want to keep having it in the studio. I just don't want it everywhere like it is now because it's too much, way too much. So I'm just going to come down somewhere near the base. The good thing about pearlweed is it's quite easy to just sort of break with your thumb. I've got some nice pieces like that. Got some snails on there. Take that over, and I can just lay it all out on top, just like that, and then just start wrapping it.
It'd be an interesting test, won't it, to see how it...
Oh, it definitely will
definitely work, won't it?
Stem plants, you don't actually need to plant them in substrate. They've got so much surface area with the leaves that their nutrient absorption is huge. Obviously, they do better if they've got stuff around their roots as well. but I guarantee that this will just sort of take off no matter where I put it.
Because they take nutrients from the water column.
Yeah, water column. I mean, everything takes nutrients from water in general, even the roots. It's just that if there's soil surrounding the roots, that water uptake is full of nutrients as well. Just trying to sort of tie it off a bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So this is the new rainbow tank, which is doing amazing. The RGB light from Superfish. Just look at it. Look at the pink hues coming through on Limnophila siciliflora, which is normally just bright green, but it's given these awesome colorations to it. The Rotala macrandra, which we put in there as a bit of a test, that's also growing. So it's a stem plant. It's not in any soil. Look at the roots growing right down. Like, it's doing really good. I just feel like because this is open at the front, we can just plonk it there, just so it's away from the other plants, and I can just keep an eye on it, just see how it does. I mean, it doesn't look great, but I want to be able to see it, you know? Right, now we can just rip everything out, take the rocks out, and move the fish as well, and then we can start.
Time-lapse mode.
So this epic rock move, because we're now on the big piece, like even this one here is heavy in itself.
Yeah, I'm
it's like 3 tons
terrified.
the size. But this rock move is brought to you by API. No, we're just protecting the lip. That's not going to stop anything if we drop it, but you know, we might get to the point where we need to rest.
Just have a look at how big this thing is.
It's so heavy. It's such a dense rock as well. There's like no air gaps. You know, like it's not like a lava rock. It's just absolutely solid.
Yeah. Well, we'll film this, and if it's catastrophic, we'll have it.
I'm not looking forward to it. It's going to be difficult. I mean, getting it in was easier than it's going to be getting it out, because getting it in, you can get it to a point and sort of let it fall onto the substrate.
Yeah.
Whereas we've got to like awkwardly get it over and straight onto the.
Yeah.
We pulled the.
We probably
Just
need to
thinking it
move,
through in my head.
we need to move the light so that doesn't get in the way.
Yeah, so it'll be dark.
We need to take a few deep breaths.
Let's just go. Look, we're delaying it.
We are.
Right
I
now.
think
I'm actually quite nervous.
We're delaying it on purpose, aren't we?
Yeah, it'll be all right for the minute. I'll find the water.
So if I go like this.
I might just try and get my arms right underneath.
Yeah, okay.
3, 2, 1. Actually went better than expected.
Yeah.
Don't let it fall backwards.
No. Wowzers. That was a lot. That's a lot heavier than I thought it was.
Yeah,
gonna
it
be.
is. It is.
I mean, it's a big rock anyway.
It's a tombstone. It could have been. Right, now we crack on.
Phew.
So we've cleaned out the whole tank. There's an absolute ton of mess, and we're like, yeah, we'll have some lunch. Tied it all up. Absolutely fine. So I sat here just eating some food, having a drink, watching Grand Tour, and I kept looking up that way. So that's all of the rocks taken out of the tank, and that table that they're sat on is the same size as the tank. And I was thinking, that actually looks really cool. It looks like an outcrop from the water that you'd see, you know, just like a little volcanic outrock, although it's not volcanic rock, but you know. And then that got me thinking, that could work really, really well. Obviously, some adjustments can be made, but I like the idea of big rocks just like with beach surrounding them, water, real attention on, like the plane has just crashed down there and it's stuck. I think it could work well. I'm going to go for it. If it doesn't, I'm going to take them out, even though they're massive and heavy.
It's that easy.
But first of all, we just got to clean them all off. They're covered in everything. Soil, plants, waste. Let's get them clean. So you see, what I was going to do is have like a curved island composition with the sand sort of making a crescent around it and then building it up higher as well, a bit like a sort of volcano style. The scale wouldn't really work, but with this, it definitely will. I think this is a far better option. I think it'll look cooler and different to anything else I've got. Yeah, quite a simple looking scape. I don't even know about plants yet even. I'm not even sure. We'll see how it goes. Probably want some plants.
You always want plants.
Yeah. So I was just going to crack on then and start getting everything in, and then I realised I actually want to do like a light background on the tank, but I want to do it sort of DIY style, partly because I don't know where to get a 4-foot version of one you can buy, and second of all, that's going to cost a lot of money, and I just don't want to do that. So the tank's already got the film on the background. Now before you peel it off, you actually get like a white sheet. So I'm going to find some at the house that I've got, the white sheet. I'm going to loop it over the back, and then I've got like a strip light, LED. It's like a tubular one. I've done this before, and you put it right down low, and then it like uplights the paper behind it. It's probably hard to explain, but yeah, I need to go back to the house and do that now, because if we put all those rocks in and everything, it's going to be an absolute mission to move. I know it can be done, but why if we can just go get it and do it now?
To the house.
To the house.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've got some tidying up to do. This is all being changed soon. All right, let's go.
Sorted.
No, these are... So I've got lots of, like, the actual scaper lights, but it's these ones here, or one of them, that we need. Maybe we need two.
Take two just in case.
Yeah, why not? And then I can just bring them back. Right, we're back. Now, first thing I'll do is shuffle the whole thing out just so we can get behind it. Should be pretty easy now. As long as I don't crush the other bit of glass. Cool.
I was going to offer my assistance, but
no, it's fine.
you did that very well.
Whoa. So I need the light to sit just below the lip of the tank, otherwise it's going to look strange. So I can put one screw in there, and then it can just rest on it. This one's slightly indented this side, so I need probably the longer version of that, which I've got. Again, sitting just below, and then you won't be able to see it at all. Probably should have got the drill, shouldn't we?
We did say that we were going to get the drill, and then we decided.
The screwdriver's fine.
Doesn't make you realise that in the olden days when they could only do this.
Like a whole house.
Yeah. I guess they probably used nails.
Yeah. Yeah, did they have screws?
Eventually. Definitely had screws.
Well, obviously eventually, because we've got them.
That's a very good point. Touché.
En français. Right, that's in enough. So we've got the rest point, and the other one can go about here.
I like the way you're using a screw as a nail initially.
What do you mean?
Well, that, using a hammer.
Oh, it's just this casing stuff is so hard to get the bite.
The veneer.
But I also want to go in far enough that I don't touch the tank behind it.
That's true. You will probably come out on the inside, but maybe it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Should we double up? I don't think we need to double up.
No.
So that can just sit on there. See, going upwards.
Nice.
Nice. Hopefully this works. Plug it in. Plug it in. There we go.
There you go.
Obviously we don't want purple.
Nope.
So we've got like a nice teal. I think that looks awesome.
It's nice how it's graded up actually on
Yeah.
there. I think that works really well.
And you won't see that very bottom part of it, but you can see LED. But I think we can experiment, see if we can make it look even better with the paper behind it.
Yeah.
It might not, but it's worth a try. So I've got this paper. It's actually the misting film that is already on the tank, but I'll keep the backing on it so it's all white. We're going to cut it to the exact right length and just tape it to the top and overlay at the bottom. Annoying thing that it sort of curls the wrong way now, but once we tape it all in, it should be okay. There's 120 at the top, but it's the height that I need. There we go, everything trimmed, 120, oh, it can't focus, 120 centimetres in length, and then like 70 centimetres in depth. Even though the tank isn't that deep, we need some extra to sort of roll under as well.
You go first. Oh yeah, that's made a big difference already.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've not actually tried this method before for the backlight. I have done, you know, the light just at the bottom as it was. I'm hoping this will work even better. Oh yeah. Maybe too taut. So I've had a really good idea. Steph had a good idea. He said, let's just peel off the plastic so we've just got the paper, because it's more sort of scrunchable, and we quite liked these little creases. I don't know if it's coming out on screen, but there's quite like a lot of creases. If we crease the whole thing up, like if we do that before we take the plastic off, Steph.
Yeah, we'll try it before plastic, yeah.
And then take the plastic off, and it will look almost like it's a shimmering wave.
It might not, it might look
look rubbish.
Pants, but...
If it does, then we've got more to do it again anyway. Yeah, let's do it.
It's working surprisingly well.
Yeah, I mean, the look might be awful, but you don't know unless you try. Lean it up against it. See it. Whoa, it looks like ice, but it looks like the sea. It looks like the top shimmer of the sea. That is insane. Let me just adjust the ISO so you see it how I see it. That looks amazing. It either looks like a glacier or it looks like the top of the sea or the reflection of the water on sand. Either way, it looks awesome.
And the fact that it's kind of fades down to the bottom where it kind of meets the light.
Which is kind of the opposite of what you'd get in the sea. But so what? We're not going for absolute realism here. It's a plane crashed. But a happy little accident. And to think, the reason we decided to try that is because we saw a couple of creases and thought we might as well have more creases.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's cool.
Like it. And remember, this really super bright bit down here you're not going to see, so it'll actually show the rest up really well. Nice. There we go. The tank is in place. How awesome does that look? All the lights in the studio are going off. We'll carry on with this tomorrow, I think. It's home time. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Right, it's the next day. It's time to put the actual light that's going to be used on this, and we're going to go with the one that was on there.
See ya.
Which was the Superfish Scaper 131, I think it is. We didn't have these. Take those off. Gentle. And then we've got the suspended thingies to slide them onto.
Fantastic explanation there.
So the light's quite far forward because previously we had a big rock at the back and it made sense. But we're not having that now. Like the rock's in there, but it's down low. And I feel like this is too far forward, maybe too low as well, because there's not going to be a ton of plants in this tank. So we don't need really high intensity light. I just want it like beaming down evenly, you know, with the flow. It's going to get a little flicker. So yeah, I think I'm just going to bring it right up here. Right, ready? Is it on yet?
Nope.
What about now?
Yes.
Sweet.
I'd say it's too bright.
But?
Well, it sort of dilutes the background and makes it look like we just screwed up a piece of paper and stuck on the back of the tank.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but remember there's going to be water in the tank as well, which kind of will dilute it. So that's the background light sorted, it's the main light sorted. Now we can scape. But the first thing we need to do is place down something that means that the rocks don't just destroy the glass, because I don't really mind putting some rocks on the glass. It's never been a problem, but these rocks, they definitely need something to spread the load. So this is all the bags full of substrate and stuff that was already in the tank, so they can definitely go back in. That's going to give us height at the back, but also spread the load. I'm going to need a jug. Pass me that jug, Steph.
One jug.
Jug.
For the other end too. Ah, you worked it out.
There we go. Try and flatten it out a little bit.
And this will give a bit of extra height as well.
Definitely. So this one's got a load of aqua soil in as well, so that will be good because we've got the Valsenary going, oh.
Tears of dirt.
Clean that up afterwards for sure. Definitely need a couple in the front here. Done.
What a scape. Absolutely love it.
So now we just fill it up.
It's minimal.
Kind of overpacked these bags a little bit.
Did you make these bags then?
No, I ordered the bags from Amazon.
Oh, right.
You mean filled them up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I filled them up.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Right.
As in, no, I'm not asking whether you crocheted the bag yourself.
That's what I was like, I'm not that skilled. Yeah, you know how we always save the substrate from different things?
Yeah.
So I had a whole load of it outside. That's why I always keep it, bag these up. I used to do it like this with Aquasol always and cap that. But in the end, I found that it wasn't that necessary if you have enough sand. But with this, I just wanted it all locked in one place so we've got support. Stefan, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to assist me in moving this into that tank without breaking it.
Yes, you've done well
Okay.
with the construction of this.
Yeah, I did it. Thank you.
There must be a good few kgs on
That's
here.
a good amount of weight. This is when it breaks. I'm going to have to lift it this
Yeah,
side
go
though.
on, give it some beans.
Nothing to grab. Oh, that's my foot.
You alright?
I'll bleep that out. Yeah, I put the whole thing down on my foot.
Oh, and you weren't wearing your steel toe cap Crocs
No,
either.
I've got my invisible Crocs.
Hold on.
I'm going to take it from that. Right, 1, 2, 3.
You alright?
Yeah, keep going. Right, got rested there. Now this is the hard bit for you more than me.
Yeah, it's all right.
If we drop it at a certain point, it's okay, but not till we're right down. Let me make sure this doesn't slip. Look at us just putting so much trust on the edge of that glass.
Well, it's, you know, it's...
Because I'm going to be leaning, I don't want that to shift that way.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Just right. Oh no, it's the wrong way round. No, it's not.
You all right?
Yeah.
That was horrific.
The only injury is taking off most of my skin on that bit, but that's fine. But Steph just went, where's the plane going to go? So I'm going to have to sort of tilt it up, because it's got a cool edge here anyway. So come back towards the glass, but without actually touching the glass. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Maybe just try
the plane, see what options we've got. I mean, it's pretty much where it can stay.
It looked smaller in the shop.
It definitely did.
You need to repair that wing.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, that looks pretty good. Oh, yeah.
Obviously, once we've built up around it,
Oh.
we don't want it to the side.
No.
Although, because I can build up more of a like scene on this side then.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Because I want plants and things.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the centerpiece, but also you want it to blend in. And
Yeah.
maybe putting it there is good, because then you've got a bit of area for...
A full scene of like...
Yeah.
So I'm going for an underwater look, but with freshwater plants.
Yeah.
And this gives me lots of room for the
Aren't
different
freshwater
rocks.
plants underwater anyway? Undersea?
I meant under the sea look.
Just checking.
And the wing is good that it's broken, because that wouldn't work otherwise. So
I
we could
knew. I did it on purpose.
Exactly. Where's the rest of it? Put a bit of moss on it and things. Brings the scene this way a little bit.
Yeah, nice.
Is that too central? Well, it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's part of the scene. The only other option, of course, is we bring the rock more this way. Which we can do.
I don't think we should move that rock ever again.
We could do that, because it means that does come a little bit more central. Yeah, that's the shout. And it gives me more room for more rocks this side as well. Oh. How was it? Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better.
Snug fit. Lovely stuff.
And I think we need to show a little bit of detail as well. So this is like my selection of different things.
Smaller rocks.
Yeah, so we've got some little Ryoshinga as well, just for a bit of detail. I want to keep it quite sort of sandy, like it's sort of underwater still, like a beach, but with a bit of detail. Oh, we've also got those slates, they might work. We'll go with this first. Detail is in. Now, as you can see, there's certain sections that are just showing the bag still, which isn't a massive problem, but visually it doesn't look good. So I'll fill them in with just a pool filter sand. Then we've got our expensive stuff on show, and then you're barely going to see it, what with all the planting and things like that as well. So yeah.
Looking good.
Pool filter sand in. See how it's a completely different sort of darker tone? I'm just really using it to cover it up slightly. Some of it will migrate, but it doesn't matter. I feel like that is everything. I think that looks absolutely great. The detail is insane. Looks a bit funny with these patches, but like I say, they're all going to be filled in with epiphytes. So no, I'm not going for ferns or anything like that, but it's going to be a lot of mosses and things covering these whole areas, which look, I think that look really cool. In the background though, we're going to have a lot of Vallisneria going all the way along, like it's sweeping, like it's kelp in the sea. So Vallisneria, big heavy root feeder. I'm going to put some root tabs in that whole back section. So it just so happens that I have an assortment of API products. I use root tabs everywhere all the time, pretty much on every single build if there's like roots going into a substrate. So works really well, provides the roots with all the nutrients they need, even in an inert substrate like just pure sand or gravel. So line out the back with these, all good. One pack will be enough. So this is a little bit different to other tanks. You know, you do a bit of planting now. This one, I'm just going to fill it up, get that filter up flowing again. It's been stopped for nearly a day. Everything will be okay in there for about 24 hours, I've always found anyway. Don't quote me on the science, I don't know, but I've always found that okay. Get it filled up, get it running, and then everything can be added, you know, once the water's in, which would be perfect.
Should we add the planing?
We should definitely add the planing. Yeah, it's not going to float, so yeah, there's no reason why we can't do that now. I don't think it's going to float. It shouldn't float, should it? It'd be a very terrible design for an aquarium ornament.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, so that angle was best, wasn't it? It was like proper angled.
Yeah.
Is that how it was?
I mean, I don't know by the millimetre, but it looks good. Hey, this one's fun, isn't it?
It's quite fun, yeah. Oh, that looks so cool. Even without plants, it's pretty cool, isn't it? It's like a spectacle. But I'm going to get a filter flowing now. All of the water in the tank was filled up with dechlorinated tap water. And that is because I fill this barrel up here with water from the tap. And then I add in Aqua Essential every time I do it, which basically makes the water completely safe for the fish. You know, it detoxifies ammonia, nitrite and nitrate, and it removes chlorine, chloramines and heavy metals. It's also suitable for salt water as well, which is good, but I don't have salt water in that barrel, I have fresh water. Yeah, so it's all pure thanks to this stuff. So yeah, all I've got to do now, switch the filter on. Is that the plug? No, that's not it. This one, there we go. Might be a bit of crud coming out of it initially. But yeah, it'll be absolutely fine in a minute. Yeah, it's getting up to speed now. I was wondering why the flow wasn't as fast as I was expecting. And of course, it's because I hadn't cleaned up the pre-filter in ages, so I've just cleared it. It will put some crud into the tank when I turn it on again, but we should get faster flow now. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, I've got to clear the air. There we go. That's better. And what I'm going to do as well is like slightly raise the inlet so we just get even more water shimmer, because I want it shimmering on the rocks, a bit on the background as well. And then what I'm going to do is add in AquaClear. We can go get some lunch, and by the time we come back, it should be perfectly clear. It's all right, Steph. I've got this.
Sorry, it's not feeling too great.
I think I brought COVID back from Germany because I was rough yesterday and the day before, and now Steph is.
Yeah, I ate a dodgy prawn.
Yeah, so the AquaClear going in. Shake up the bottle, of course. Always shake up any bottle, no matter who it's from. And then this stuff is very potent, so you do not need a lot of it. Like, that's probably more than I need. But as long as you've got fine filter floss or something like that to catch the particles, it will work perfectly. You have to have the fine filter floss in there, though, otherwise like the particles just keep recirculating. You need to be able to catch them. Right, it's been 40 minutes. We've gone and had a couple of pints. Steph's feeling a little bit better as a result. But look, like within 40 minutes, it's cleared all the water. AquaClear is so good at doing that. Like, I'm not even...
Hold on. Better.
Yeah, I'm not like bigging it up more than it needs to be, but look, it's straight away clear.
It's crystal clear.
A lot of air bubble. Is that air bubble? Yeah, a lot of air bubbles and everything. So you're going to go home and get some sleep, aren't you, Steph?
I think so.
Yeah, Steph's going to get some sleep. I'm going to tidy up the studio. I'm going to come back in the morning, and then we can fully kit it out with the planting I want to do, because I love it how it looks like this, don't get me wrong. But I do feel we can make it look a little bit more like it's been there even longer by putting in some of the mosses and things and just like, I don't know, like moulding it into it. Yeah.
Till tomorrow.
Until tomorrow. Right, it's a new day. All the bubbles have cleared. The tank looks absolutely fantastic. It's now time to green it up. Like, I don't want to do loads of different plants and things, just keeping it to mosses and stuff like that. We've got some nice ones dotted around that are already established, but I've also got some new ones as well. But we've got to place them on rocks and things first. So down here, we've got some plants from Denelay. We have got some nice Monte Carlo, which doesn't have to be placed into the substrate. I can literally just attach it to rocks or to some wire mesh that I've got. We've got 2 really nice pots of Christmas moss as well. Oh, we've got 3 Monte Carlo.
Butter hands.
In fact, I've got quite a lot here. I've got more than I thought. Got another Monte Carlo.
Good.
Oh, I've got 2 more Monte Carlos as well. I do, we've got loads. Okay, we can start with this.
Use it all.
Yeah, exactly. Especially for greening, it works so well. Yeah, so if we just put it down here for the minute, and then I can find some things to attach to. Obviously, I could attach straight to the rock, but it kind of like limits you then. I'd rather be able to put it on things and just move it where we want it. So I've got all these rocks as well, like little pieces of slate, and they are similar colour tones to the rocks in there. So even if you see a little edge of it, it doesn't matter. I can literally glue that to that and just keep it as its own thing. It will spread out and everything as well. I'm going to just keep working on all these now and get loads available so we can do it all in one. So we've got a great amount of greening pieces there, all the different types. We've got mosses, we've got Monte Carlo, and then we've got here that I made these a few days ago actually. I did put them in chunks, this 8-foot tank that's there, but they're going to work really well for what we need. They've just got a cable tie around a load of Vallisneria that I've clumped together with some weights on it. You can just put it wherever you want, and then new shoots will just come out of everywhere. Doesn't even have to be planted. I've done this loads of times. Eventually, all these roots, they go and find the sand and they try and sort of anchor into it, and it's going to be right at the back as well. So I might need more, I might not. Let's just get it in and see how it looks. Oh, it's a great opportunity to use the Trey again.
Yeah.
Hello, Trey.
Hey, Trey.
Our newest member of the team, Trey.
It's absolute joker.
Yeah. This is going to look so good. I can already see it. With greening technique like this is what I saw whilst I was at ADG in America. And Jeff Sensky is the one who sort of does it the most. And I asked him, what made you come up with this? He's like, well, back along we didn't have a massive variety of plants to choose, but I could get hold of a lot of mosses and things like that. And yeah, it goes quite well with a minimalist design as well. So this is going to look great.
So you've taken some moss from...
Yeah, from
like
some established tanks
moss
as well,
yeah.
yeah. So like that, you can see is like nicely grown in and mature. And the tank I took it out of, I'll put fresh stuff in, just keep the cycle going. So I've always got things available. It's quite nice as well because they're all different tones, so it's giving you more variety.
Yeah, seeing them on the tray like that looks...
Thanks,
lovely.
Trey.
Cheers, Trey. Legend.
Okay, leave that there for a second. Shall I start with the Vallisneria? Stick the val in the back. So we want it swooping over. So if I come in this corner with it, it should sweep a little. So we're going for that kelp look. How's that?
Yeah, it looks kelpy.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks
That's
great.
what we wanted, that kelpy look, and we've got kelpy. And then the other one can go sort of next to it, but coming across a bit as well. If I can get it in, I think I can, and just trail it around the back. Push it behind the wing, then it will continue to trail. Yeah, that looks a little bit too sort of clumped together. So if I can bring it across, how's that?
Yeah,
Yes.
that looks better, yeah.
Maybe we need more on the other side as well. We've got plenty more.
What are you thinking in this corner here?
Again, if we bring some more val that's shorter,
Yeah.
it'll give us that sort of sweep that goes the whole way, so we've
Yeah.
got a full-on backdrop. But I could do that afterwards. For now, let's just start with some of the greening. And I'm going to be quite random with it. There's lots of sand pockets here that I can fill in, and then that way you can't see the metal either, and it'll just...
So is that Monte Carlo?
Yeah. So I'm hoping to just fill in this whole crevice area with it, and it'll just grow up in there, like
Yeah.
it's been there for a long time.
It looks great from here already.
Another one there, and then I can add some mosses in that little gap between them all. I want this nice bigger established one here, and then I can just push that across, and the rocks should lock them down a little bit more as well. Nice.
Yeah, looking good.
It's coming into its own.
The colour variations, subtle, but it works really nicely. Darker greens, lighter greens.
This bit here, look, where the wing has got like a big gap,
Yeah.
kind of looks a bit odd. So if I put one of our bigger pieces of moss on that rock and get my hand there,
Yeah.
just sort of, you know, breaks it a little bit. And then I can bring into the foreground as well. Just add in little details. So I want to put this one here just at the point where the wings come off. Just sort of tying those two pieces together. I was going to moss up the actual plane, but I actually like it as a spectacle. And if I start doing that, it's going to lose its shape completely and just be like, what is that? So eventually it'll creep onto it anyway, but I quite like seeing what it is, you know, to start with. The kids absolutely loved it when I showed them the picture as well, so. Yeah, so we've got a lot of brighter green on this side. We've got one more Monte Carlo, so let's bring some brightness over here. That gap there looks pretty good. Might not work, but we'll see. Yeah, I think it will. Put it in and then wait, stay, and then get a moss rock as well to just weight it down. There we go. Now we've got the full colour going all the way across. So I've just taken some Vallisneria, some nice fresh stuff out of another tank, but it's got duckweed in. Don't want that in there. So, food for the Maboonas.
You absolutely love it, you guys, don't you? Duckweed. What one person hates, another fish likes. That was my,
That's your motto.
my bit of philosophy for the day.
So even though we dipped all of the Vallisneria in with the Maboonas, look at how much duckweed is still there. look at here. The good thing is with a tank like this, it's quite easy to just go around and scoop it off because there's not loads of hardscape sticking out the top. That's when it becomes impossible. And it's why I've kind of avoided in recent times now putting a load of hardscape coming out the top because I know there's inevitably going to get a little bit of duckweed and it just ruins it. It just ruins it, but not this one.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't give the Maboonas much time.
No, it was more where I dipped it and as I pulled it out, I think it caught a few.
Yeah.
I did do it quite quick. It's okay. Problem solved. So that's everything I want to do. We could go more, but that's all going to grow in really well anyway. I've got some floating plants here. We're going to go to the shop now and get the fish for it. I already know what I want. Last time we went, they were there. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, they're still there. Yeah, it should be pretty cool. You don't say go.
What do I say?
We're not taking a snot rocket because I don't make Steph drive everywhere unless we need to. And you don't need the space for fish, do you?
Also, we value our hearing.
Oh, yeah. Buy snot rocket.
Say it's not rocket. Not by forever.
No.
On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again.
Good tunes in here. I don't know if it's picking up.
Here we are again.
Where are all the staff? There's a staff member. There's a staff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm all good. Oh.
That's bright.
So,
I haven't looked at that for a while.
that's actually bigger than the other one you said.
Oh, it
anyway,
is.
So we're back, Maidenhead Aquatics, as usual.
Yep.
Favourite place to come. So last time I was here, you had Colombian tetras,
Yes.
which I think are going to do great. I've shown
Oh, yeah, they're
Martin
stunning. They're epic.
Do you think that'll work well? Like, because
Yeah.
they're not like they're small at the moment, if I remember.
Yeah, I think at the moment they're like probably inch and a half, fully grown. They'll get up to just shy of 3 inches. So
way more
decent sized
colours.
fish.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. So we'll go with them because I think it's going to give it that sort of underwater wreck vibe. They can be quite aggressive. They're aggressive
I mean,
eaters.
yeah, when you look at them, like they're from the tetra family, piranhas from the
piranhas.
tetra family,
Yeah.
they have very similar dentition. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be a very similar effect. So
Let's get them.
awesome. I'll grab some nets and
Well,
bags.
I've got your plants as well, Martin. I've got George Farmer coming to the studio in about 2 hours as well. So
Nice.
Well, I forgot again. Oh no, you see.
Fish, mine.
They're a good size actually.
Yeah.
How many is that?
I was just trying to figure that out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Might be 8.
Might want to put something else with them then because it's a 4-foot tank. What do we reckon would be going good?
Lemon tetras would work well.
So we've just counted up how many there actually are of the Colombian tetras. There's only about 8, and they're not adult sized at all by a long shot yet. So it's a big tank, and just those in there is probably not going to be much of a spectacle. But we have got over here some really nice red phantom tetra. Which are really good size. Also similar sort of colours as well to the red that's on the Colombian. I think it will go really well in that tank. So a group of those and a group of the Colombians, that will be plenty, I think. Yeah, really nice actually. Proper adult size.
Another successful haul.
Yes. I've got a lot here.
Yeah.
I didn't realise Martin's going to put so many of the red phantoms in, but I'm glad he did.
Yeah, put loads in there. At least it's not raining
No,
again.
this is horrible.
Ah.
So the fish have been in the water now in the studio for over 30 minutes. They've been temperature acclimating, and now they're up to the right temperature of the room. Heat the room, not the tank, remember. So I'm going to put all the fish into one net. They're a larger size, and it'll look really cool for the release. Plus they can take their time going into the tank. Sometimes it's a bit quick if you pour them in from a jug, so I'm just going to let them settle and get into it in their own speed. Now obviously this is a completely different tank to the style that I use. Well, not completely different, just the fact that it's got an aeroplane in it. But you know, I wanted to try something different. I'm also looking forward to being able to show my children it because I think they'll love it as well. And it'll be interesting to see how the fish behave around the plane. I don't think they're going to know it's a plane, of course, but I quite like that it's got that little tunnel that goes all the way through it. It'd be good to see them swimming underneath and going through there as well and interacting. So the Colombians will actually get quite a bit bigger than we're seeing now, at least double the size, and I've actually kept them really successfully before and had breeding as well, which was a surprise because I kept them in a tank with a lot of different tetras. But yeah, the babies managed to survive. And eventually when I broke down my old studio and moved to this one, I took all the fish I had at that point, well, nearly all of them, back to the fish shop. So I sort of started again in the new studio. But yeah, I've wanted to get some of these Colombian tetras for a long time. I'm so glad that we now got them. So now that the fish are in, I'm going to be adding API Quick Start. So this is beneficial bacteria. Now we've already got a filter that's fully established, been running for a long time, over a year. But the whole substrate system was torn up. Areas of it washed, new sand gone in. So we have disturbed the balance quite a bit. And there's a good amount of fish that's gone in. So API Quick Start is what I always put in when I do a new setup or if I change around that old one. So the beneficial bacteria in the bottle will help recolonize everything and just it's kind of like an insurance policy, if you like. It's going to bump all of that beneficial bacteria numbers up and just get us going really well straight away. I never get fish losses when I use this. I've been using it for years and years. Like all of the API products, I've been using them for 5 years. Been sponsored for 4, but I was already using them anyway, so it was great when API came on board. So yeah, for this tank, we need to have 6 capfuls. I've already worked it out. It tells you on the back how many you need. 4, 5, 6, and then a little bit for luck. So obviously we've got a lot of plants in this tank that aren't buried into the sand or into the root tabs at all. They're just in the water column. So we need to make sure we dose in the water column so they've got enough nutrient uptake to be able to grow. And given that this is quite a sterile environment, considering the fact we've got all that fresh sand, we need to get the leaf sown in, a good amount as well, because mosses use nutrients way faster than you believe. Any tank I've normally got that's got a lot of moss in doesn't get algae issues anywhere else because they're a lot faster than you would think. So for this size tank, I'm going to need 5 capfuls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a little bit extra because why not? There we go. So yeah, everyone knows, Steph. They've seen me use this for years and years. But you'll notice it makes the water go a funny colour just for a little bit whilst it's spreading. But that literally will go as soon as it's done around in the filter. Yeah, look at how well the Colombians, the glow that comes off of them, completely different to the red phantom tetra. It's because they've got those scales that are luminescent, I guess. Look at that. Whoa. It's the same thing that you get with neons, really shiny scales. And that light just looks great on them. Loving this corner for the minute.
Just while they work out their territories.
Yeah.
Well, that light's worked out quite well.
Definitely. I'm so glad we did it. It's just it's just different to anything you usually see, and it's quite sort of gloomy. I don't know, it's quite mysterious light. like you'd expect to see if you've got like a sunken ship or plane or submarine or something like that. Because obviously the lower down you go in the water, the light changes, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a happy accident, because we weren't going to do that originally.
Well, the light, we were going to do the light, just not...
Yeah, just not
You
the-
mean the paper effect, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Scrumple. That was because we messed it up a little bit. We went, let's mess it up a lot. Work though.
They look great. They're like mini piranhas.
Yeah, yeah. But you were going to say it at the shop, but you were worried about sounding silly, weren't you? But you were right, like, because then even Martin said it. But yeah, it's a tetra, and a piranha is a tetra. They're just a big, big tetra. So they've got the same sort of jaw lines and things like that, and they've actually got little teeth in there as well. You can maybe see. Might be difficult.
I'll try and zoom into this one's mouth. It moved.
Let's do some feeding of them. Let's give them some of the aquarium food, and sometimes it's quite nice to put some food in a new tank just to get them a bit more comfortable. So we've got the Aquarian sinking pellet, and we've got the flake food as well, tropical and temperate flake food. Now, I know that when the Colombians are full size, they'll definitely be on the pellet. They'll absolutely love it. They might just be able to get it now, but I think they're just at that borderline where I think definitely the flake food is going to be the right option for them. Now the flow is going that way, so if I put some food in the top here, it's going to sink down to them, and hopefully that will get them a little bit more sort of like comfortable. Yeah, come on in, Steph. Come on in. Okay, not too much. I'm going to come up, I'll step back. Sometimes fish can be a little bit shy when they're first in. No. Colombians aren't renowned for being shy though. Look, yeah, they're going for it straight away. Yes, that's just the sort of thing as well that makes a fish feel more comfortable. We've got food in this place. I reckon within an hour, they'll be all over the tank.
They've got food, they've got an aeroplane, everything they need.
Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and here are some final shots of the fish in the tank for any of you that want to watch it.